I'm joined now by Tim Taylor. Tim with the FreeFlight System. Tim, I just learned from you something that I did not know, that it's the former Trimble Navigation that has become FreeFlight Systems. What caused you to want to buy an avionics company?
Oh, I'm an avionics lifer. I've been in the avionics business my whole life. Don't know anything else to do. The reason for FreeFlight, though, is that FreeFlight is one of those companies, one of the very few companies that is really good at the core GPS technology that's right at the heart of the next-gen transformation. So seeing the whole next-gen transformation coming, a few of us got together and tried to find a company that we could use to be a platform to become the next-gen avionics company. And that's what we've been doing with FreeFlight for the last 5 years.
And that mandated switch over to ADS-B and next-gen is really on the horizon. It seemed like not too long ago we were all saying, well, it's coming in a few years, but that time is coming. And so how is FreeFlight positioned to help pilots to make that transition?
So we've been working on this for over 5 years now. And what we've done is we've developed a whole range of products that are small, flexible, modular, inexpensive, and designed for the retrofit market. So whatever aircraft you have, I don't care what kind of aircraft you got, how old it is, how good the equipment is, how bad the equipment is, we'll have some pieces, like there's some pieces here, that's a UAT transceiver, and there's a little simple receiver that can just do weather and traffic. Whatever the aircraft looks like, we have a solution that can go on there. And we don't force you to buy one big box, we don't force you to buy things you don't need. You know, we figure owning an airplane is an expensive enough proposition. When you come to make an investment in it, you need to invest on something that's going to do what you need, do it well. You shouldn't have to buy a lot more. So that's our philosophy.
What are you hearing from folks here at the show this week as they come and they look at your booth? And you said you've been having a good show so far.
Yeah.
Is there a specific thing that the folks who would be interested in that level of avionics are looking for?
They're interested in compatibility. How is this going to play with other people's equipment? And I'd like to mention we did this show, we announced and we just signed an agreement with Aspen. So we'll be providing avionics equipment for Aspen. Avidyne also announced that their equipment will be compatible with the same standards. So one of the things we're doing is making sure everything we do is published, open standard, and compatible with as many types of equipment as we can be. That's a question that people already have some equipment in the aircraft. They don't want to throw it away. They want to be able to use what they've got.
And that is something that's been kind of one of the buzzwords, really, of this entire show, has been this open architecture that we're finally hearing so much about. How did that open architecture come to be? And it seems like in so many businesses, everything would want to be proprietary, but here in avionics, everybody wants to make sure that their equipment works and plays well with others.
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, I think that's the right approach is to do that. The capstone architecture we're talking about, it came about actually when the FAA did the original ADS-B development work up in Alaska, and they developed a display protocol for the aircraft up in Alaska, and they published that protocol. It's been around for a while. Not all manufacturers were adopting it. We decided that was the right way to go. It was the right thing to adopt. It's been modified a bit over the years. It's grown a bit over the years because the system's got more sophisticated. That's published too. So, open standards. I think that there are two business models you can follow in the avionics business. You can follow the closed kind of thing, which says if you buy one thing from me, then you have to buy everything else from me. I don't think that's right. We like the other model, which says you can buy one thing from us, and if you'd like to buy the next thing from another company, you like their product better, then that's fine. We'll make sure our product works with their products. Customers first.
Now, your agreement with Aspen Avionics, that brings you into compatibility with all of their connected panel, connected pilot architecture.
Yeah, and with their MFDs as well. So it's so we have products that are compatible with their Wi-Fi connected panel, and we have product that goes straight into the heart of the MFD itself. And so providing fully certified ADS-B out and ADS-B in services for Aspen equipped aircraft.
When you look at the way the avionics industry is going, it seems like you've always got to be kind of way out on the cutting edge. How are you seeing the avionics industry changing, aside from the mandate that is going to be ADS-B and next gen? What else is out there on the horizon that the pilot who's flying an older model 172 is going to be interested in?
So first, he doesn't need to be afraid, because all of the next-gen technologies are about modifying the way the airspace works and modifying the way the airplane works with the airspace system. And all the things that are coming in next-gen can be accomplished on that 172 without messing with it at all. He can keep his transponder, he can keep the same radios, he can keep the panel, he puts some little bits and pieces under the floor, and he's suddenly got an airplane which is as capable as a brand new airplane coming off the line. Once you've got the equipment on board though, then there's so much you can do with it. Because what we're doing is putting high performance, high bandwidth data links and position sensing equipment onto these aircraft, connecting it to other aircraft systems. So now there's no limit really to what you can do. If he has a problem with the aircraft, we can transmit that maintenance data ahead. Mm-hmm. If he has something, a dangerous situation developing, we know about it because we're connected to the airplane. We can alert him again, we can radio ahead. Search and rescue can be notified if it's that bad, something wrong is happening. The next gen, this first phase of next gen is equipage, right? There's a rule and you've got to put the stuff on the airplanes, and that's fine. Once it's on the airplanes, there's a fantastic amount of safety and performance benefits that will come from having the equipment. But all without having to throw what you've got already, and without having to modify your aircraft in a crazy way.
And I think that's a very important thing to note, is that the onset of next gen and the onset of ADS-B doesn't mean that you have to upgrade to a glass panel, spend thousands of dollars, and have all of that retrofit done on your aircraft.
Not at all. After your aircraft has been ADS-B equipped, you might see one little tiny control panel somewhere that just is a sort of let you know it's all working fine kind of panel. That's it. That's all you need to know. But of course, once it's working, ATC is tracking you once a second, all the people around you can see you once a second, and you're getting all this uplink information. I see you're an iPad user. Mm-hmm. That's where it'll go.
Absolutely.
Strap that on your knee, an iPad or an Android or a Mini, and the input side comes up on that. Output side is all hidden under the floorboards.
And that would then give the pilot the access to the TCAS, the weather, those things that are becoming free across the ADS-B system.
Yeah, strictly not TCAS, but traffic. Traffic information, yeah. My friends in the FAA would execute me if I said it was a TCAS system. It's a traffic awareness system. Mm-hmm. It's a very comprehensive and very good traffic awareness system with traffic coming once every second. So yes, that's... And you see 15 nautical miles around you, much wider than you see with TCAS so far.
Now, you had several new products that you announced here at the Las Vegas show. So hit some of the highlights. What have you rolled out this week?
We rolled out a 1090 ADS-B solution. There are two possible data links. Some aircraft better at 978, some are better at 1090. So now we have both for our customers. You can pick which you want. Both of those are compatible with our receivers, so you can get the traffic and weather you were talking about. We rolled out a tester. We've been waiting for 5 years for the avionics test industry to come out with a UAT ADS-B tester. They didn't. We were doing certification. We had to build one, so we brought one to the market. It's proven to be quite popular. And then some little bits and pieces, also some accessories, low cost, a few $100 items that you can put on the airplane to make audio systems better, or this uncertified receiver, for instance. So that's what we're announcing at the show, and we're getting terrific interest on those.
So tell us about this tester a little bit. That's a little bit of a different thing than you would normally see.
We are not in the ramp tester business, but as I said, we were doing certifications the last couple of years, STCs. We have to test this stuff. There's no way to test it. So our engineers built these little sort of, frankly, rather ugly Radio Shack kind of boxes, but they worked. And so the engineers came back and said, please let us build one of these, because they thought they could build a good one. So we have one of those fancy new 3D printers, so we printed a solid model. And this is actually a very nice, fully functional, works with any kind of UAT ADS-B system. It has a transmitter and a receiver. It tests both ADS-B in and out. It has a little Wi-Fi. It takes it to an iPad with software that we provide, iPad or laptop, I should say. And you just run the software on there. And it's a very nice ramp tester, rugged, solid for ADS-B.
How are you finding, and you mentioned your friends at the FAA, but how are you finding the certification process? I know a lot of folks are talking about the fact they're having a very difficult time getting components certified? Are you finding that you're able to work within that system and bring your products to market in a timely way?
So it's something we decided to be good at. I mean, we're in the business of building certified avionics systems. It's something we decided to be good at, and we work very closely with the FAA, and we work with the rotorcraft office in Fort Worth and aircraft certification offices across the country. And it's a challenging process, but it should be a challenging process. You're building safety of life, critical systems. So yes, it takes a long time. Yes, it takes a lot of work. And yes, I'm very glad it does. We don't have complaints. It can be tedious sometimes. But one of the nice things about ADS-B, the FAA from 2006, 2007, the FAA has been explaining to us what ADS-B is going to be, and they haven't changed from that. If you know what it is you're supposed to build to, you know what it is you're supposed to certify, and you do it right, and you keep them informed and coordinate with them along the way, then they are reasonable people, and we find working with them, it's a pleasure to work with them.
Maybe the only place that we find that Washington hasn't changed their mind about something in the last 15 minutes.
It's true, actually, yes, it's true. But it's a very big deal for an avionics company, because it costs a lot of money to bring. I mean, this is a $600 box, but there's probably $500,000 of development put in that. If the environment you work in is unstable, you can't make those kind of investments. Because it's stable, we can make the investments, and that allows us to bring products to market.
You also made several announcements a couple of weeks ago. I think you were right back out here at Heli Expo.
We were.
Yes. What was it that you were bringing for the helicopter market that's different than you have at the AEA show?
Well, helicopters, we do. We focus on ADS-B too. We have a lot of ADS-B work we're doing with helicopters in the Gulf of Mexico, for instance. But for rotorcraft, our big products are radar altimeters. We have a certified radar altimeter line that's quite inexpensive, but very, very good on helicopters. So we focused a lot on radar altimeters at the show, and we have some crash survival. Sadly, helicopters. So we have some crash survival memory and some other safety-related systems that we bring more focus to in the helicopter market.
As I recall, one of those radar altimeters was tail boom mounted?
We have now an STC to put antennas on the tail boom of a Bell 206, which is something that's been quite challenging. A lot of our customers, usually you put the antennas on the bottom. You have a flat bottom on the helicopter, but a lot of emergency medical guys, for instance, they have air conditioning units or other pieces of special equipment there. So yes, we developed an STC for tail boom mounting altimeter antennas.
What would be the advantage of having it on the tail boom?
That's because antennas, the thing with antennas is always space. The other thing we did with helicopter antennas, we're announcing a high temperature GPS antenna, which you can mount on the top, on the tail boom of a helicopter. You can bring it, the high temperature capability lets you bring it about 1.5 to 2 feet closer to the engine, which opens up a whole bunch of good looking at the sky space for a GPS antenna. So,
you're in this business, and we're just about out of time, but I want you to gaze into your crystal ball, because this is an industry that has to continually be innovating, has to continually be out there looking for what is going to be the next great thing.
Right.
For FreeFlight, what is the next great thing? What's in your skunk works, if you will, that you're at liberty to talk about?
Well, one of our core competencies as a company is navigation management, flight management. So what we have in the skunk works is some exciting developments integrating ADS-B technology and flight management technology, landing technology. So look for something along those lines in the near future.
Okay.
All in one magic box.
All in one little box.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Tim Taylor with FreeFlight Systems, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us today on Aero-TV. It's great to have you with us, and I hope you're having a great show, and that will continue over the next couple of days.
All right, thank you very much, Tom.
Aero-TV's live coverage of the 56th Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show is brought to you in part by the following sponsors: